right, so there's a big debate going on one of our videos talking about generic versus name brand. And I normally buy generic brand. In my opinion, that's more for like ingredients and stuff. Not so much. There are certain snacks that are good that are generic brand, but in my opinion, they're like very much the same thing. And I have a hard time paying like literally double the price for.
Well, so for me, I like, especially if you're having people over, I don't want everything great value.
See, but I don't care.
No, that's
like,
okay.
Why do you care what people think? Now, I feel like drinks are different. Like soda and stuff, 2 liters, I definitely understand.
Well, I grew up extremely poor. So we had nothing but, things that were not brand names. So brand names probably mean more to me than you. And you grew up, your mom and dad both worked and you guys had money. So it's unimportant to you. But it's also about the quality.
Yeah, and I feel like it just depends on the product. Now, snacks are...
For example, fruit cocktail. Generic fruit cocktail and Del Monte fruit cocktail. The Del Monte is much better. Del Monte. Yeah. Or Del Monte.
I don't know. See, like, I just don't really taste the difference in a lot of stuff. Like, somebody commented that generic Cheetos are definitely not the same. And that is true. Stop. That is true.
But generic Cheetos?
Yeah, generic Cheetos are not the same as name brand Cheetos. I have had generic Cheetos, though, and they're good. But, like, Great Value, I go to Walmart and I buy Great Value because I don't want to go and buy... Like, we bought off-brand queso, and it literally tastes the same to me.
I actually like generic Doritos.
Also, I feel like it's a preference. But people that are saying, like, the ingredients are, like, way worse...
real Doritos with my crawfish.
But
y'all don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, I've never had a good generic Dorito. But, people are saying that the ingredients in off-brand stuff is, like, way worse. But the ingredients in, like, literally everything is terrible.
So when it comes to bread, a lot of people don't know this. I was a VP with a restaurant chain, and one day they had generic bread on the back of their truck. And I was like, what is that? And they're like, oh, well, it comes from the same factory. I was like, what? So, like Sunbeam bread, they actually make Great Value.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of videos saying that stuff is produced in, like, the same factory. And you say that all the time.
Mm-hmm. But it depends on the quality. Like,
right.
Like Great Value salsa, to me, is not as good as...
I feel like that's just a preference, though. I feel like a lot of generic versus name brand is all just preference.
So wait a minute. Am I off-brand? Since you like so many off-brands?
Maybe. I just kidding me. But anyway, what do you think? Like, name brand or generic brand? Because I feel like it's 50-50. Ingredients-wise, people are saying to look up the ingredients, like, generic brand is way worse, but what is even good for you anymore?
So I'm going to say...
Is fruit even good for you?
What do you mean?
With all the shit that they spray on the fruit. And I feel like some fruit's not even real. That's a whole different subject.
Well, the fruit they tell you that is organic, like, it's not really organic. So people are dumb when it comes to a lot of stuff, but... I'm going to say that it depends, right? It depends on the product. It depends, there are a bunch of different things that are generic, but like a battery, for example. A generic battery does not last as long as a Energizer battery.
Oh, really? Have you tested that?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Generic or name brand?